On April 23rd, 2013, the survival game genre would be rocked with a new competitor, Don't Starve. The game released as a very bare-bones version of what we know today, eventually being filled in by DLCs, and finally shifted to its sequel game, Don't Starve Together. But if we go back to Don't Starve for a second, you'll know that barely anyone plays without Reign of Giants enabled, myself included. Reign of Giants changes the game dramatically, adding all 4 seasons, the signature giants, and other survival-related additions. Point in case, you guys already probably know what's about to happen. I brought myself back to Don't Starve Vanilla to see if I could survive 100 days. But not just survive, to hopefully thrive despite the lack of familiar content and strange changes. Anyways, let's load into our brand new default vanilla world with, you guessed it, Wilson to find out. Day 1 started with us being greeted by Maxwell, and then when we woke up, I realized that something was not quite right with the day counter. A lot less workable daylight. Interesting. Oh well, I was going to play this like I would Reign of Giants anyway, meaning day 1 was spent absolutely resource maxing. At night, something strange happened though. We got cold. But why? It's not raining or anything. Well, Don't Starve Vanilla only has 2 seasons, summer and winter. We are currently in the first day of summer, which means the world temperature is still pretty chilly. We never do end up freezing though, which is nice. And man, I sure did collect a lot of resources. But we didn't have any gold, which was kinda sad. Day 2 fixed that, however, as we found some gold in a graveyard. And then we found a whopping 5 boards on a set piece, and even a blue mushroom fairy ring, before stumbling into a literal gold mine. So you just know we had to spend the rest of the day getting our money up. And get our money up we did. Day 3 was here and we decided it might be time to settle down. We were rich in both resources and gold. We popped through a nearby wormhole into the plains biome. Now, if there's one thing that's been consistent in Don't Starve's history, it's the fact that Chester really loves the plains biome, something I proved by finding him near the roads. It's crazy to think that this mechanic hasn't changed in well over a decade. Anyways, Chester was great for us as it meant we could stay homeless just a little longer. Oh yeah, we also found another blue mushroom fairy ring in the middle of the night. Certainly there wouldn't be a third one, right? Day 4 started with us completely insane. Something you guys already know I am way too much. Unfortunately, it's gonna stay that way for a little while. We found the ring thing today, one of the 4 pieces we would need to create the teleportato to have a backup plan to escape this world if things go wrong for some reason, and the rest of the day was spent battling our own demons, which was pretty scary since at this point, we were getting terror beaks, who do a whopping 50 damage per hit, and we were totally unarmored and already at half health. Luckily, we did survive the night though. Day 5 already. We're already 5/100ths of the way. I don't know how to pronounce it. Thank you for that illustrative narrative past me. Anyways, day 5 was when I finally found out something strange about Don't Starve Vanilla. Not only is the hammer locked behind the science machine, its recipe is also different, swapping out what is normally grass for rope. Though funny enough, I feel like this recipe is more fair because we all know hammers are overpowered. Sorry little piggies, I'm too lazy and too hurt to risk converting you into werepigs. Hey, they may be homeless, but the alternative is far worse. Oh, if you think this is evil, just you wait man. I go on a whole war campaign later and recreate the story of Undertale soon. More on that later though. We have hounds in the morning. Hounds weren't much different in Don't Starve 2013 edition. They still scale up, and as such, today's hound wave was very handleable. But wait, have you noticed that? Yeah, it's raining, but we have no wetness bar. Yeah, that's right. Wetness doesn't exist canonically yet. Instead, rain simply gives you a flat sanity penalty depending on the severity. Now, I'm gonna keep it honest with you guys, it's a huge relief because wetness is annoying. Items like the umbrella still exist, but all they do is lower the sanity penalty of rain, which isn't really that bad anyway. We find some more set pieces on our way up the brick road, and then we run into the Pig King. Because the deciduous biome is exclusive to Reign of Giants and Don't Starve Together, the Pig King actually resides in a normal old boring forest. And in true old school Don't Starve fashion, I was going to make this my home. But first, I have to show this king who's boss. I make an alchemy engine and finally some armor. Now we were ready. Oh yeah, at this point this strange image appears on the recording because of one of my overlays that glitched out. It's temporary and only really happens 2 times through, so try to ignore it. Or don't, and yell at me about it in the comments below. You do what you wish with your free will, it's what makes us human. But again, I promise it'll be gone soon. Day 7 was here, and yeah, now that it's daytime, that image is pretty hard to ignore. And again, it will be going away today. But not before we go on a rabbit spree. I wanted to make a prestidigitator to eventually climb the ranks of magic, like a good scientist would. This is where I learned captured creatures quite literally do not starve in vanilla. Yeah, Don't Starve didn't add starving until Reign of Giants. So, good job on the name, I guess. Either way, we got the rabbits, made the prestidigitator, and then I made the single most busted item of Don't Starve Vanilla, the Hambat. Alright, let me explain. Normally, when the Hambat starts to spoil, it will gradually lose damage efficiency. In Don't Starve Vanilla, nope, that's not true. Fresh, stale, or even spoiled, this bat will do 59.5 damage per hit. I don't think I have to explain how crazy that is. Yeah, we're gonna be using this thing. Late at night, I finally turned that stupid overlay off too. Whew. On day 8, we returned to where we found the ring thing to farm up some spiders, when I remember a tree guard I had left on day 5. Originally, I was just going to ignore him, but now was a good time to get some living logs. We defeat the beast and claim our logs before doing some light exploring. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, so that was pretty epic. Now, I've only ever seen the set piece once, so having it just appear during a playthrough was a huge breath of fresh air. Now we wouldn't have to wait for winter to get a walking cane. The rest of the day is spent exploring, gathering the box thing, another of the 4 pieces needed for the teleportado, and ending the day in the swamp because why not? Oh yeah, a 3rd blue mushroom fairy ring also appeared tonight. What is this world, dude? On day 9, I realized something a little weird about tentacles. Now, I'll admit I don't fight these guys often, but I swear they would actually fight back even if they were targeting something else. I don't know if this is a vanilla thing or if I just don't fight tentacles a lot. Either one of those things could be true. We then found the potato thing. That's 3 out of the 4 things we would need to have an emergency escape plan. And then we spend the rest of the day mucking around the swamp, collecting reeds and doing other swamp related things. On day 10, we returned to our home and I used a werepig to turn a stack of petals into poop. I'm glad this is another staple that has been in the game forever. After that, I wiped out the pigs living too close to me for the remainder of the day. For safety, I swear, they do become dangerous during full moons. I really had no choice. Or did I? I don't know, let's not think too deep onto it. On day 11, we make the pile. And then we make the strangest item in this version of the game, the straw hat. Now you may notice something, this hat doesn't have durability, like at all. Why is that? Well, it has no use. So it is purely cosmetic, and I just find that so funny. Anyways, later in the day we start a chain of events that would culminate into an epic war. We find a set piece near our house known as the Queen's Lair. This is a dangerous set piece as it can spawn spider queens, thanks to it all being a bunch of nests of tier 3 spiders. So today marked the very first skirmish against spider kind. Darn it, I was hoping not to get one of those, but I think it's scripted to, like, you always get one from these set pieces. Oh, great. Now that is fun. Alright, this should be fun. Oh boy, wow, now we're really screwing up. Okay. Let's not fight the warriors. Let's let the warriors go home. Alright, Spider Queen. I think we can do 4. Yeah, we can do 4. Might even be able to do 5. Oh my god, what? Oh, this isn't Don't Starve Together. I have to remember, this isn't Don't Starve Together. They're like ridiculously weak. Oh great, we have warriors out. Oh my god! Boy, there's too many of them! Let's get the warriors. Oh, there's a lot of them! Okay, if we get the warriors out, which we could, possibly. This might be a 2-day process. Not gonna lie to you guys. We need to go grab our other football helmet too. We're running out. Okay. Well, the warriors are gone now, so that's no longer a worry of ours. If we can go ahead and cook these guys up, which we probably could do. Spider Queen's gonna be making more... Are you kidding me? I think those all turned into Spider Queens? Yeah, that's really, really fun. Oh my goodness, boy! You gotta get out of here! So they've been having babies, that's the problem. Okay, I mean, if we can take this nest out at least. That's another Spider Queen. We're not gonna be able to take this nest out. If we can take it one at a time, that wouldn't hurt. Taking a lot of hits here. Okay, almost got hit there. Crap, we got 2 Spider Queens now. Yeah, that's gonna be rough if we get hit by one of them. Oh, we got one already. Oh my god. We're goated. Of course we get a warrior. Oh! Okay. Alright, fine. I get it. You wanna live. I understand. But you can't. You can't live here. What the? Oh, okay, I got scared. Oh my god, dude. Alright, let's keep clearing. We're not done yet. The OP Hambat hungers. We got another Spider Queen up here. We should probably take care of that before she births a billion babies. Go ahead and log off for me, alright, bud? Go ahead and log off. Whew! Ow! Oh, that hurts. Oh my god, that hurts. Doing this out of the hatred of our heart. Okay, we got a Spider Queen, another Spider Queen. Oh my. We get hit by that, we're getting blended. Alright, let's go take out the rest of these Spider Queens. I think there was a few more. Yeah, there's one right there. Let's do it. That's dangerous. Okay, that's dangerous. Let's pop out. The war was far from over, but we had come out of the first battle victorious. Our territory wasn't fully secure, but winter was fast approaching, and we had to take some measures to ensure our own survival. Day 14 was spent exploring and taking out a few rogue spider encampments. Nothing too fancy, we're just trying to map out as much as we can before winter rears its ugly head. On day 15, we found exactly what we were looking for: bees. Thanks to the fact that creatures don't starve in vanilla, get it? We were able to collect and hoard them until we were ready to utilize them to make bee boxes. We also collected a few butterflies. Overall, this was a very relaxing and calming day, which I really needed after that full-scale invasion we just went through a couple days ago. Niceties aside, our next goal was getting gears for an ice box. Unfortunately, we had used all of our set piece luck on the walking cane, so I had not been finding clockworks at all. We could dig up graves, but that would require me being smart and remembering that gears were on the grave loot table, which I am not, and I did not. Anyways, there's one guaranteed set piece that will spawn 2 knights, 2 bishops, and 1 rook. That is the teleportato platform. You know, the emergency escape button, which we totally won't need later after things go horribly wrong. They won't go horribly wrong, right? We search and search, and even find the crank thing, our final thing, on day 17, but we had no signs of gears anywhere. Until on day 19, 2 days before winter, we find it. We also found a touchstone, which theoretically would allow us to have a revival solution, but this is a surviving 100 days challenge, so death is strictly not allowed, even if it wouldn't be our end of the run. Hey, I gotta keep myself on my toes. Even one mistake, and this whole run could be gone in an instant. This is surviving 100 days, not playing 100 days. After collecting the gears, we swiftly head home to make an icebox. And the icebox requires boards for some reason. In Vanilla Don't Starve. Yeah, I don't quite get it myself, honestly, but hey, we have boards, so I'm gonna just make it with boards, I guess. I don't really have a choice, that's the recipe. Before I place down our fridge, though, I wanted to make some crock pots, because as all my fellow single-player enjoyers know, we don't exactly have that fun quality of life update that allows you to place crock pots close to fridges. You have to place the crock pots first, and then the fridge. Yeah, it's super annoying, but all we needed was charcoal, so we grabbed a shovel and torch and prepared for Operation Forest Fire. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Oh yeah, burn. Burn it all. Burn it all. Yes. Yes. It's so beautiful. After those lovely theatrics from past me, we head back home to make a luxurious new axe to collect the charcoal. But before we leave, we make a lightning rod. Because yes, as I am rudely reminded right here, lightning is still a feature in Vanilla Don't Starve. Anyways, now that we are protected from having everything we love be smitten from the heavens, we grab some charcoal and then head back home to make ourselves a kitchen worthy of a gentleman scientist of our stature. Unfortunately, not only did winter arrive today, so too did a hound wave. We destroyed the hounds with ease and made ourselves a fine cooking station. And then we even made ourselves a shadow manipulator. Now unfortunately, this shadow manipulator would be essentially useless for a majority of this run, thanks to how ridiculously OP handbats are in this version of the game, but it was nice to have. Dark swords weren't a terrible weapon either. And then we kind of chill for the night. On day 22, I decide it's time to get some insulation. Now, contrary to what you may believe, since I'm sure most of you are Don't Starve Together players, thermal stones actually kind of suck over here. Yes, they exist, and yes, they are infinite, but their heat retention value is complete garbage, unless you're stacking them in a backpack for some reason. Insulated clothing is significantly more powerful, so I decide on the absolute classic Wilson winter setup of a beefalo hat and a full beard. We hunt down some beefalo, and then we hunt a winter koalefant, and notice how I'm not even freezing yet? Yeah, that's because I'm standing next to a fire. But once we add the beefalo hat, we'll be able to spend almost an entire day away from heat. We return home in the dead of night, only for me to realize that I was 2 beefalo furs short. That was rough, but nothing a little morning hunt couldn't fix. And so, we did just that. Finally, we now had the beefalo hat. This plus our beard would provide us with enough insulation to pretty much stay in the cold for an entire in-game day. Something we used to our advantage, because I wanted to use this cold, bitter winter to build up my house. As with all of my other 100-day challenges, a big point is themed bases. And today we're going to not only be making a classic Don't Starve style base with a Pig King center, we're also going to include some classic farms, such as the incredible inedible farm, a bee farm, and some old school grass and twig plantations. The latter is what we were working on right now, as we spend all of today and day 24 collecting plants. And on day 25, I'm proud to say we started our winter arc, building a phenomenal home base that we would be proud to call our own. By day 28, we had completed part 1 of our base, and I gotta say, it's looking pretty snazzy. We even popped in some old school farms to complete the nostalgic look. As for what today had planned for us, well, I decided to do some grave robbing. Not for gold or really any of the drops, just to say that I did. I know, I work in weird ways, you'll never know my next move. Anyways, look at this. Tell me if you can see the nightmare creatures I am fighting here, because I sure as hell cannot. I don't know what's worse, Insanity Filter with a fire on the snow, or the Lunacy Filter from Don't Starve Together with the snow. Both feel equally atrocious. Day 29 was here. Now, Don't Starve Together players would be assuming Deerclops was coming, as she normally appears on the night of day 30, but not in Don't Starve. You see, Deerclops instead has not only a very weird spawning interval that can shift between days, she also has a 66% chance to appear. And you want to know what's even worse? Well, spoiler alert, I do fight her eventually in this run, just not during this winter. And I'm not sure if this is a bug, but she for some reason comes without any warning. So yeah, stay tuned for that, it's really fun. We manage our sanity and chop down some trees in the night, which goes so very wrong. Sorry, Forest. On day 30, we hunt down a Mac Tusk. We wanted the Tam O'Shanter because we already have the Walking Cane. But of course, we get another Tusk. Oh well, we still have a lot more winter to get the Tam O'Shanter. Those of you who play Reign of Giants or Don't Starve Together though may have noticed that there is a significant lack of ice. Yeah, so ice just doesn't exist in Vanilla Don't Starve. It's a Reign of Giants feature. Pangolls do still exist, but they just don't bring ice with them anymore, so they are far more useless. This makes filler harder to procure, but not by much, since berries and carrots will do just fine. Anyways, it's time to return to base building. I wanted to finish the home base before the next autumn, when I would prepare to conquer all 3 caves and ruin systems. Wait, what? There's 3? Yeah, more on that soon. Just sit back and enjoy this chill lo-fi base building ASMR in the meantime. Let's do my favorite thing to ever do. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you really enjoyed that, because I did. Here, just one more, just in case. Here you go, here's one more. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Day 37 was here, and I could not be any more proud of how this base was turning out. A full perimeter wall, sectioned areas, we had the works, dude. We even had a functioning bee farm for that sweet, sweet honey, which I would be using to make taffy for our cave journeys ahead. But first, we had some organizing to do, which takes us most of day 37. On day 38, we finally get the last piece of the puzzle, that is our base. Corn. Believe it or not, corn is part of a very important recipe. That recipe being powder cake. What I would be making is what's known as the Incredible Inedible Farm. This quite literally kills 2 birds with 1 stone. By placing a powder cake like this, and then berry bushes around it, any gobblers that spawn won't eat our berries and will instead be distracted by the cake. At the same time, they will also put themselves in a prime spot to be slain. It's a win-win scenario. The farm is surprisingly simple to make as well, but I don't make it a lot nowadays because I don't usually farm berries. But here we are, day 39, being berry farmers. And I gotta say, I quite enjoy it. The rest of day 39 is spent preparing for the cave dive. I'll go over caves in depth here shortly. You know, once we're actually in the caves and whatnot. But first, we had to drop in for a second to get some light bulbs, and then return to base to make a lantern. And then, we were ready to tackle the first cave of this run. With lots of food, taffy to keep us sane, and spider glands to keep us healthy, we head into the depths below. Alright, so let's talk caves. Caves in Don't Starve are far different than caves in Don't Starve Together. Instead of having one cave system with many entrances, you have 3 different cave systems with 3 different entrances. And instead of the ruins being connected to the cave world, it's actually its own separate world as well, being blocked by a Thule-site plug that can be found. Okay, this is going to sound weird, but you have to believe me. But you can find the plug near the blue turf biome with bunnymen. So if you see blue turf with bunnymen on it, or like their houses and stuff, look around because it should be close. I don't know why, but that's always been my experience post quality of life update. Each cave is built with a seemingly hellish random generator as well. As you can see by the footage of me walking around, none of these biomes really make any sense, and they sort of just look like they were inputted into a world gen system, jumbled around, and regurgitated onto the map. It's definitely way uglier than Don't Starve Together's system of cohesive biome types in the caves, and I unfortunately do prefer Don't Starve Together's system for this, since the caves here are, again, I already said it, but ugly. There are a few other small changes to the caves in single player, that being that we no longer can track our day counter, and light bulbs do not have an off state like they do in Together. But otherwise, the experience is similar. Anyways, we search way longer than I would have liked for the ruins, even going insane in real life. Come on, who's next? Who's next? You're next. I love fingers, chicken fingers and fries. It's just yucky, man. Before finally finding the Thule site plug, now we can spelunk deeper. The ruins aren't only different from Don't Starve Together by means of Thule site plug, but also layout. You see, the ruins in Don't Starve Together feature a more linear path, with the muddy biome going into the village biome, then the military and sacred, and finally the labyrinth, and so on. In Don't Starve, each of these biomes are connected to the muddy, and it acts as sort of a hub biome for all of these biomes. The exception being the sacred biome, which is connected to the labyrinth. Overall, this means that ruins are far less annoying. We aren't arbitrarily forced to walk through the village biome, which is dangerous because of the spelunkies. Instead, we can just simply waltz our way directly into the labyrinth to defeat one of the only bosses in Don't Starve Vanilla, the Ancient Guardian. Alright, Ancient Guardian. He's not gonna be stunned for long. Let's wait. Let's get him over here, because this will be a big stun. This will be a huge stun, actually. Oh, yeah. That was quick. All right, let's get these tentacles out of the way. These things are dangerous. That was a quick fight, my guy. With the Ancient Guardian defeated, we claim our prize, which includes the Seed of Ruin, a single-player exclusive item that allows you to regenerate an entire cave system. And with the Ancient Guardian defeated, we also consider this cave defeated, since he is the penultimate threat of the caves. That's one out of the 3 caves we must defeat to consider Don't Starve Vanilla complete within our 100-day goal. But we weren't done yet. We head over to the military biome to find an ancient pseudoscience station to craft up an assortment of goodies. 2 Thule site crowns, and 3 picks/axes. We unfortunately didn't get everything though, but this was enough for me to return home for the time being feeling accomplished. We exited the cave, and it was day 44. Not bad, only about 5 days had passed. 6 if you count the fact that it's night right now. Before heading back to retrieve the rest of the loot, I had noticed a concerning amount of spiders growing near our house. It was time for a second spider battle. And there we go, I was waiting for that to happen. Triple Spider Queen! Oh, the war's on! I'm using up this crown too fast. I only packed myself 2 crowns. Okay, so just jump over me. That was cool. This is quite a lot of Spider Queens. Okay, we gotta think about what the play is. I think we retreat for the night. We'll come back in the morning. Day 46, the war continues. The second war on the spiders. I'm heading back into battle. Wish me luck. Okay, we got a triple spider. Oh my god, there's another one. Whew, that's bad. Okay, yeah, we're hurting a little bit. The war on the spiders is not going well, I repeat. There's 4 of them. What am I supposed to do? I've also gone insane. Of course I have. Because why wouldn't I? Okay, I think 4 is a bit too much. I think this calls for a tactical retreat. I think we've lost the plot here. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I had taken the L during this fight, but you could bet yourself we wouldn't take that loss without a retaliation. I just needed more time. On day 47, we head back down into the first cave to retrieve the loot we had left, while also crafting an assortment of other things we hadn't previously made before. Most of these would never see use, and would be pretty much purely decorational, as a way to say, hey, we conquered the ruins. Oh yeah, and Beardlords are far different and scarier in single player, just take a listen. No! 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 Ah! 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 I'm sorry, what did I do? I'm so sorry. Please let me leave. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm so sorry. I'll leave, I'll never come back. I'll never come back, just please go away. Oh my god, they're terrifying. Oh, they can reach over the gap. Oh, they're terrifying, dude. We emerge on the surface halfway through day 48 and spend the rest of the day creating our ruins trophy area. Gotta say, it was looking pretty snazzy. But on day 49, I had plans to tackle the second cave. With 10 taffy and a decent chunk of food, we pass our biggest failure of the run, and we'll be back for them, don't you worry, and spelunk into cave number 2. And I'm not gonna lie, this one took me a very long time. The footage for this cave actually exceeded 1 entire hour. The hard part is finding the ruins. It's not as simple as Don't Starve Together, where you just look for one of the 3 mush tree biomes, and then you're good. No, in Don't Starve, you gotta find this annoying weird blue biome and pray there's bunnymen. And even then, it's not guaranteed to be there because there could just be random bunnymen skewed about. I don't know, it's annoying. Whatever. We do find it eventually, and then we let the Ancient Guardian get a rematch. Oh, he's right there. Alright, well. This is how it goes, this is how it goes, let's cook. There's too many of them. Let's retreat for a second. He won't heal, so we'll just retreat for a second, let them all die from the Nightmare Cycle ending. Good night, and let's go finish this. And there it is. Alright, let's get these tentacles out of the way. With the Ancient Guardian defeated, we do some ancient crafting, and then escape the caves to find out that it was day 56! Yeah, 7 days in the caves. Alright, I'll admit though, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting. We return home to organize our new loot, and then an idea pops into my head. An idea to finish the group of queens plaguing my homeland explosively. Let's go win this war. We came back stronger than ever, and now we will win. The Spider Queen thinks they can push us around? No, she can't. This is where she meets her end. Hello, Spider Queen. Oh my god, you've been making babies. There's 4 of them. Okay. How do we play this? Yes, that's gonna hit. Yes! Burn! Burn! Oh, we got one. I will win this war. You will fail. You will fall in battle. All right, let's pull her away. Let's pull her away. There are a lot of warriors here. All right. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. Boom, boy. That's a big hit. That's one down. All right, Spider Queen. I told you I'd be back. Well, I didn't actually tell you I'd be back. But I'm back. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. That's big. Big boom booms. That might not hit. No, that's gonna hit. Oh, it's gonna hit one of them. Yes! All right. It's only one left. We will win this war. The retreat was tactical. We win this. As we all know, the war was far from over. But that wasn't something I was worried about right now. Winter had just begun, but I really wanted to go caving. Thankfully, caves are actually the safest place in Don't Starve Vanilla for winter. Because for some reason, Clay made it so you cannot fully freeze in the caves in Vanilla Don't Starve. You can in Reign of Giants and Don't Starve Together, but in Vanilla, you just can't. Armed with this knowledge, on day 59, we take on the final cave system. This time finding the ruins much faster, and of course, giving the Ancient Guardian his final rematch. Here we go. Oh, that's a cheat. Bro's cheating. Bro's cheating. What was that? Oh, yeah. All right, we're done. After the final Ancient Guardian battle, we head back up to see that it was only day 61. Well, technically day 62. We head back and fill in our ruins trophy area and look at this. Pretty much everything you can possibly get from the ruins, save for the useless stuff like the medallion. Who makes those in single player? Barely anyone even makes them in together, and there they have like 10 times the usefulness. We worked really hard to conquer the caves within the time limit, and our efforts were rewarded with 38 days left to finish our playthrough. I decided to sleep on the decision of what we would do with our remaining time. And I chose violence. We're in enemy territory. This forest is still claimed by the spiders. We have to eradicate all of the spiders from here to home. We need to make a clear path. They can live in these weird little back areas. I don't care, but we're gonna clear the whole path. Trust me. I had proclaimed victory over the spiders. On day 67, I had made a clear path from our base of operations to the teleportado. Now if we had to, escape was an option. But this land was growing on me, and we had made a life worth living here. We spent most of the winter peacefully lording over our own lands, doing some miscellaneous tasks here and there. But otherwise we treated our pig tenants fairly and helped the local ecosystem. You know, good people stuff. But that's when I saw them. Spiders. Not only were they disgracing me with their very presence, they were also in my forest. Can you believe that? No, this certainly wouldn't do. We made plans to eradicate the squatters in the morning. You no longer can call this place home. This is my home. Root out any remaining resistance, throw on our hat. Let's do one thorough search of our woods to make sure that there's no more hiders. Ah, see, look, these guys would have snuck right by. I want to be able to take a walk in the woods and not get bit by a random spider. What the what? 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 Excuse me? Excuse you? No. You get mad at me, you're at my house. Oh my god. Crap, what is the attack pattern for you? You're different in Don't Starve. You're different! What is your attack pattern? Wait, what? Oh my god, I can only do 2? There's gotta be a better way to do this. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You weren't supposed to be. I didn't get a single warning for you, dog. Oh my god. And your attack pattern is ridiculous. You have a way bigger attack range in Don't Starve single player. I think in vanilla in general, I haven't fought Deer Collapse in vanilla in so long. Well, I haven't fought Deer Collapse in vanilla in period. I don't know what this attack pattern is, dog. I don't know the proper kiting pattern for you. Pig, help! Help me, pig! Help! Help me! Help me! Okay, we'll drop the we'll drop the crown. We need the consistent armor here. I don't have food is the problem. I mean, this is an option to get food. I'm sorry, beefalos. I'm hungry. All right, they'll do some DPS while I get my sanity back here real quick. Oh, the baby! Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay, she's on a warpath. All right, come on. Come with me, my friend. All right, this is where it ends. Oh, okay, yeah, this is where it ends. Good night. Now look, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I have no clue where Deerclops came from. None at all. I never got the warning period. I don't know if it just doesn't exist in Vanilla Don't Starve or my game just glitched horrifically, but Deerclops almost laid waste to my entire base. And if I hadn't been there to stop it, this challenge would have been ended way worse. Anyways, it's clear where Deerclops came from. She is a spider agent. You saw how the beast was attacking pigs and not spiders. This was an act of war, and their use of a weapon of mass destruction would not go unpunished. I spent the next few days lounging around at the base, wondering, is it really worth it to eradicate an entire species and force them to live underground? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, it is. And I would be the harbinger of such fate. I donned my war crown and got to work on making the entire surface spider-free. The war with the spiders has been going phenomenally. It's like they can't even fight back. We were closing in on the last remaining bastion of the spiders, tucked in the corner of the forest. Scheming, we would end that. But first, I made myself a dwarf star sanity station to keep myself from slipping into insanity's grasp. Overheating isn't a mechanic in Vanilla Don't Starve, so we can sit around this blazing inferno forever with absolutely no consequences. It's pretty nice. Burn! Burn! Oh. They all fall down. The itsy bitsy spider came up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. On day 81, it was time to bring this chapter of the spiders to a close. No longer will they slink around the surface attacking helpless pigmen, and more importantly, me. They can have the underground. I've already plundered it for all of its resources anyway. With the spiders defeated and forced underground, all 3 ancient guardians defeated, and of course, the Deerclops defeated, I really felt like I had done and seen everything there is to see in this world. But you know how this has to go. I have to see that beautiful day 101 marker to say that I've truly conquered surviving Don't Starve Vanilla. So we retire to our base and spend the rest of our time on a brand new passion of mine, bee ranching. Here we founded Wilson's Candy Co. Sweet meats and sweet treats are aplenty here. Don't believe me? Just talk to my friend, the Pig King. While you watch my candy making journey, I guess now is a good time to give my honest opinion on Vanilla Don't Starve. Was it fun? Absolutely. Did it have very little content? Unfortunately so. But you have to remember, this is the very first version of Don't Starve as we know it. Well, there were others, but we don't talk about them. The nostalgia factor alone made this trip a blast. Nostalgia aside though, I unfortunately cannot recommend just getting Vanilla Don't Starve. What you saw me do in this run was pretty much everything there is to do in Vanilla Don't Starve, and I hadn't even reached day 100. That's kinda rough. But hey, it's a product of its age. And as we all know, the things that came out of this lovely version of the game more than make up for its lack of content. Oh, hello. Didn't see you guys there. Welcome to Wilson's Candy Co. Now, we haven't been in production for a little bit because, you know, the winter has been pretty harsh. We haven't gotten a lot of honey, but I have to say we have had a phenomenal run. Look at all of this candy. We've got some fistful of jams, we've got taffy, we've got honey nuggets, we've got all you can need. And I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour of my factory. Now, I've been here for 100 days, as you can see up on top of the screen there. Oh, hounds. Nice. Good timing. Let's go deal with this real quick, and then we'll get back to the tour. Anyways, now that that's been dealt with, let me go ahead and give you guys a tour of my day 100 base, Wilson's Candy Co. Now, I've got this beautiful perimeter wall. I have my Ruins gear that I have gotten. We have all 3 Seeds of Ruin. We also have... Not only do we have Deerclops' eyeball, we also have all 3 Guardian Horns to prove that we've killed all 3 Guardians. We have every single type of gem and gem craft, minus the Thulsite Medallion, because nobody cares about the Thulsite Medallion. We have so many spider hats from our Grand Spider War. Yes, this land used to be inhabited by an evil creature known as the Spider, but I drove all of them underground, and now we can live in this land in peace, because there are no spiders left. I've made them extinct. You can thank me later. That's not all. We have our berry farm. This is what we get to flavor our taffy here at Wilson's Candy Co. It even has a little trap just in case we get those little pesky birds that love to eat all of our, you know, all of our berries. That's what they're called. We have our sapling farm, we have our grass farm, and we have the bread and butter of all of it, our bee farm. Here's where we get all of our honey to make all of our candy. Overall, I think this base is very pretty. This is one of my prettier bases that I've made. I don't think it tops my shipwrecked dry season base, but other than that, it really is nice. But yeah, it's time to sleep and see day 101. So we know we have conquered this world. I'll see you in the morning, everyone. What a beautiful morning. Day 101. Wait a minute, what? Oh no. Oh no. I thought I got rid of you guys. I thought I got rid of you. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh no, they're breaking in. No. No, my base can't go out like this. Pig King, do something. Do something, man. I helped you clean this world. They're in. We have a breach. Oh my god, we have a breach. Oh no, Chester. Chester. They ate all my Guardian Horns and my Deerclops eye. No. Oh no. There's too many. They have me surrounded. I have to retreat. I have to retreat. It's my only chance of living. It's my only chance of living. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Okay. I'm out of there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys better run. There's an army behind me. Alright. Let's hope this works. Plug this into that. This into that. This into that. And this into that. Oh my goodness. Let's get out of here. Wait a minute. I'm back? What the f-